In this 21st century, I don't believe that a marriage defines a woman, and I don't believe that marriage makes or breaks a woman. Hi guys, you're watching Mchiki series. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you for your support. I quite appreciate that. And if you're new to this channel, kindly consider subscribing by clicking on the red subscribe button. Also hit the bell icon, that way you get notification whenever I upload a new video. Actually, in today's video, I'll be talking about marriage generally, how it affects women. And this video is prompted by Jackie Aina's video that she made concerning what she learned in her 20s, where she shared her marriage experience, and also Dyna EKWUEME's reaction video to Jackie Aina's video. I will leave the links to the two videos in the description box below so you guys can go check them out. If you guys don't know who Jackie Aina is, she's a big YouTuber with over 3.1 million subscribers, and she's into makeup. Actually, I don't watch makeup so much, but I like her views when it comes to things concerning women, and she also promotes women of color. She's a black American of Nigerian descent, and she is based in the United States. And here we have Dyna EKWUEME, a Nigerian YouTuber based in Port Harcourt. She creates beautiful content as well, but I realize that she has issues with feminism. She is this fun person and her energy is on another level. Dyna got married at 23 years, but now she is 24 and pregnant with her first baby. She has a reasonable number of followership on her YouTube channel as well, 20,000 subscribers. And at the end of the day, their opinions are no longer unpopular because they have great number of people looking up to them as role models, most especially young girls and young mothers. So before I continue this video, I would like to put up a disclaimer. Either of them is entitled to their own opinion. The reason why I'm even making this video is because Dyna made a general statement, and when you know me on this channel, I talk about, sometimes I discuss things relating to women and marriage, how women are being neglected in the community, and the definition of womanhood, like when Nse Etim, the Nollywood actress, came out to talk about her removing her womb, the way the society perceive it as if without a child she's less than a woman. The links to the video will pop up on your screen right now, so you might go check them out if you want. So having said that, let's get into this video. According to Jackie Aina, she married at age 21, and today she's 32, and she feels that she has come to the level where she views marriage on a different angle, that then she was misguided on what healthy relationship was, and today she's engaged to her long-term lover. Though marriage is a goal for her, but not putting herself second because she felt in her first marriage was not successful. However, this is not anti-marriage talk, that the society and families put pressure on women to get married at a certain time, why men don't get that pressure. That is very sad how somebody follow another person's timeline. But anyway, that her father encouraged her to pursue her career while her mother encouraged her to balance her life, do whatever she wants. And to her, marriage does not define a woman. Marriage does not make or break a woman, according to Jackie. So I kind of agree to what she's saying because she experienced it, she knows better. And with my own experience in my own marriage, I quite agree with her. That marriage does not make a woman, and also one person should not be the only one sacrificing in a relationship. However, my dear young friend, Dyna EKWUEME, does not agree with her. She believes that young girls should be encouraged to marry early, that women shouldn't place career before marriage, and that women should sacrifice, forgo certain things to make marriage work, which, in all honesty, that's her own opinion, and she's entitled to that. That is her own. The only place where I have issues is that she made a lot of sweeping comments like marriage does define a woman, marriage does make or break a woman. She also mentioned that the main security of women is when the woman talk about family and her relationship with men. She also made mention that most often women go through divorce due to selfish reasons, such as narcissistic behavior. And she went further to say a lot of things. To me, I feel it's very cringing. I actually watched the video more than 3 times to be able to understand what she was saying, the point she was making. But at the end of the day, I believe that in this 21st century, we shouldn't be having this kind of discussion. It is very, very backward. And for her to say that people are being encouraged to pursue career, we know very well that in Africa, people value marriage, and again, they pressurize people to go into marriage at a very tender age. And most often, when you're not married before the age of 30, people tend to see you as somebody who has failed. And the society we are in, they mount a lot of pressure, which I also experienced because I married after age 30 and I knew what I experienced anyway. But that never stopped me because at the end of the day, you can't just rush into marriage. You need to understand what you're going to do in that marriage, and the person that you're getting married to also have something going for you. Either you have a job, or you are still in school, or better still, learn a trade so that you can contribute to the family. And as a woman, you can also have a sound career. if that is what you want. There are some people that really want to go into marriage. They don't really care about career. And there are some people who don't want to get married. There are some people who don't want to have children. So before a blanket statement is made or generalized statement is made, one has to consider other people's preferences and choices. And that needs to be respected as well. So that you don't, you accept people the way they are. You know that there are other people who want to do other things with their life, not necessarily rushing into marriage. There are some people that want to pursue career before they get married, which I think from my own experience of marriage, I believe that somebody is supposed to have a job. Even if you don't have a job before you marry, probably you married at age 18. When you get in there, you should find a way to find a job, or even better still, find a business, because you don't know what will happen tomorrow. What if the man dies? What if at the end of the day the man loses his job? So how are you guys going to cope if you don't have any strong family member who is rich to help you guys? It becomes a problem because you start running from pillar to post, you start feeding from hand to mouth. You won't be able to pay your children's school fees. You just be from frying pan to fire. And young girls need to understand it before they go into marriage, that marriage is not bed of roses. Marriage is very beautiful and has its own challenges. No two marriages are the same. That somebody's marriage is sweet doesn't mean your own marriage is gonna be sweet. That somebody's marriage is very successful doesn't mean your own marriage is successful. It depends on the two people who are in that marriage. And that's the reason why if somebody is young and finds a good man, okay, good for the person, congratulations. But if you feel that you want to push your career to a certain level before you get settled down, it's all up to you. That's your choice. And I love marriage, but at the end of the day, it's no bed of roses. Actually, I came from a family whereby my mother was a teacher and my father was a teacher as well. So what was very paramount in their mind was career over marriage. But at the end of the day, I would say that it's good to strike a balance for those people who are interested in marriage. And my mother also encouraged women to have job, also finish school, better still have a skill or learn trade before you go into your husband's house, because you don't know what will happen tomorrow. So I can't understand the reason why marriage should define a woman. What if somebody has a PhD because the person is not married? That means the effort the person have put, so many years the person have worked, studying in school is useless because you don't have a man that will complement your name. I think it's high time we pass this stage. I thought people are waking up, we are getting better informed, we are getting sensitized. For somebody to be giving this kind of message, and most especially when the person is a young person, makes me think about the mentality of our people, the mentality of the young ladies we have out there. Some people are taking it to be very tribalistic, saying that because she's Igbo, that's why she's talking like that. I don't think so. I think this has to do with Africa as a whole. There are some people who got married, and when the husband dies, even if the husband is very rich, the husband family will not allow the woman to take the property of the man. They come from wherever they are, they start claiming the property of the man. If the man has got a house, maybe the man has landed property, you see them trying to fight with the woman, not minding that their brother has children to be taken care of. They don't care. Their own is that is their brother. Whatever the brother has belongs to them. So these are the things that when I see, it breaks my heart, because at the end of the day, a woman is married to a man, and when the man dies, the family will come and start fighting with the woman. Does it really make sense? I don't think it does. It's simply wickedness. Most especially in African culture, we don't have anything like wife inheritance. The men are the ones who inherit property. Most often, women don't have a say, except your husband has written a will. That's when you'll be able to get something when the man dies. And in some cases, when they're blaming the woman that she's the one that killed the husband, and you're having problem with your husband's family, how will you be able to inherit or take whatever the man has left behind? Some women have really suffered this in the past, and I've seen it play out before my very eyes. So I don't think it's very encouraging for one to just go into marriage without having anything going for you. And even when you don't have anything going for you, it's good to start up a business at least. But some people who want to marry early, I'm not saying that it's not good to marry early. It's also good to marry early. But you don't have to make your choice. People have preferences, people have choices. You don't have to impose your own choices over another person's choice, or try to say that your own preference is better than another person. I don't believe that. I don't think so. People have their own way of doing things. And then I also mentioned sacrifices and compromises, which is very constant in marriage. And anybody who is going to marriage knows that at one point, you have to compromise, you have to sacrifice. But my problem is that it's not going to be one person doing that alone. It has to be the two people who are involved in that marriage. And again, saying that somebody divorced due to selfish reasons, due to narcissistic behavior, I tend to wonder whether the person actually disclosed her reason for leaving a marriage. Because I know a lot of people pass through abusive marriage. Some people don't get to discuss it. People don't get to make it open. The only thing you see that they walk out of the marriage. People who really don't like the marriage. There are some people that want to stay there because they believe that if you leave your marriage, that means you failed. According to what the society has taught us, and this is the reason why when somebody is in an abusive marriage or even the partner is a cheat, most women tend to cover their husband so that they'll be able to remain in that marriage, because if you walk out of the marriage, everybody will blame the woman for making the marriage to fail. And before you know it, the person will have depression, then in some cases is dead. And the men go scot-free, nobody blames them for anything. It is a bit dicey to depend solely on your husband. It is not advisable for me. Then on the level of infertility, yes, I know age, with increase in age, fertility drops. But that doesn't mean that a woman who is age 40 cannot give birth to a child. There are some people who are there 21, even 19, they have problem of infertility. So it's only God who gives children. It depends. Okay, so we can't just, because you want to have children, you quickly rush into marriage without finding the right person. Except for women who wants to have like 8 children or 10 children, you can start at age 18. You quickly marry so that you'll be able to have those 12 children. Because if you marry at above 35, you'll not be able to have so many children as such. So it depends. If you don't want a lot of children or you want a fewer number of children, all depends on you. I think the most thing somebody will focus when you are getting married, the focus on getting somebody who is compatible with you, somebody who is going to respect you, who is going to cherish you as a wife. Otherwise, you're wasting your time, because this marriage you're seeing is not for faint-hearted. There are so many things involved in it. Then on the level of feminism, I won't say that I'm a feminist, but I believe in equal opportunities for both male and female, because at the end of the day, some people seem not to understand what feminism actually means. They think it's anti-husband, and that's the reason why some of them, they get to the house, they start fighting their husband. Some people decide not to get married because of feminism, because they say they're feminists. In the real sense of it, a feminist is someone who supports equal rights for women. If you believe that women should have same political, social, and economic rights as men, and this has absolutely nothing to do with putting down men or boys in order to elevate the status of women. So going by this explanation, I don't see anything wrong with someone being a feminist, in as much as I'm aware that some people have hijacked the word feminist to push their evil and selfish agenda. If you're a human being and you don't believe in slavery, I don't know the reason why you won't be able to accord women their rights. Women's rights are human rights and therefore have to be respected, period. And I've repeated this several times in my previous video. Any culture that is against the right of a woman, that doesn't accord women their rights as human beings, I mean human rights, has to be abolished. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you think that marriage makes a woman? Do you think that marriage defines a woman? I'm gonna sign off here. Stay healthy and safe, and share this video with family and friends if you love it. And remember to subscribe if you've not done already. I'm gonna catch you in my next video. Bye.